Hello friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel Oracle DB Online Training. So in this session, I'm going to cover how you can patch any Oracle standalone database. And this is also called Oracle Restart Server. So you can, get these words interchangeably anytime. So you don't have to get confused about Oracle standalone database or Oracle Restart Servers. So basically in today's agenda, we are going to upgrade from 19.10 to 19.13. So the 19.13 patch is latest released few days back by Oracle development team. So we can just basically refer this 19.13 patch, and I'm going to show you the complete steps that you can also follow for your any Oracle restart or standalone database server to get patched up to the latest version. Okay, so in my case, basically my current version is on 19.10 and I'll be upgrading it to 19.13. So even though you can refer the same step for upgrading from 19.3 or 19.5 or any version which is running currently lower than 19.13, so you can directly upgrade it to 19.13. okay, so steps will be very simple. Just you have to follow till the end of our tutorial so that you can understand every steps, and definitely you are going to learn and understand the entire process. You just have to follow the video. Okay, before I'll begin further, I'll request all the new friends to please subscribe. Also, you can enroll our membership program by clicking on the join buttons. As always, you are getting a lot of learning stuff on our YouTube channels, and for any personal training, get in contact with me on these contact details as well as email IDs. Also, you can take any assistance related to Oracle database. So get in touch with me on these contact details. Also, you can follow me on the various social media platforms. Okay, without wasting much time, I'll just move further. So basically, we have already downloaded the latest patch 19.13. Just you have to search for this particular patch 332484 7. Once you find out this particular patch, you'll find it out that it is basically a combination of OGVM release update along with the OGVM patch. Okay, so it contains both GI release update as well as a OGVM release update. Okay, so both are for the Linux platform. You can see that it is just for the Linux x86 64-bit. So I already downloaded it, and as per the Oracle, once you will find open the readme file, you'll find out that it is a combination of two patches. One is OGVM patch and another one is a GitHub infrastructure. So as we always know that standalone is a combination of Oracle high availability services along with the database services. Okay, so in order to apply the patch, we need to just refer the grid infrastructure patch that we need to apply. Okay, and once we unzip this particular file that we are going to get from the link that I shown you, I'll provide you the patch ID that you need to refer and download. Once you download the latest patch, you'll find out there are two sub patches within the same directory structure. Okay, the one will be a great infrastructure patch, that is what we are going to apply today, and another patch will be basically OGVM patch. So OGVM patch, basically it is applicable only for our database homes. So even you can later also you can apply on the database homes. Okay, and so today's target will be applying this particular GI release update patch. And once I'll unzip, I'm going to get these two files. I'll show you. I already did unzipping part. Okay, and also we need to have the latest OPatch utility with respect to this patching. Okay, so if you go to the readme file of this particular file, this particular patch, that is 2768. So here it clearly mentions that you'll require at least OPatch utility version ending with 1.27. So in my current version, it is 1.23. I'll show you once. I'll just go back to a login prompt. So for this also, we need to download the latest OPatch utility by referring this particular link. Okay, so we have already downloaded the latest OPatch utility. Even though I have transferred it on the servers, I'll show you how you can unzip and then you can use it. Okay. So basically in GI release update patch, you can see there are like multiple patches which is applicable for the grid homes. These are the 5 patches, and the 2 patches will be applicable for the database home. Okay, so let me just start with the patching process. So I'll just go back to the login prompt. So here I'll show you where I kept the patch. So cd u01, latest patch that we have. Okay, so latest patch on this particular path, if you go and run ls minus lrt, so here you'll find out I already downloaded the patch as well as OPatch utility. So this OPatch utility we need to keep in both a grid home, on the grid home, or you can say the Oracle high availability or the standalone grid infrastructure home location, as well as we need to keep it in the database home location. So I already copied this file to both the locations, and also I modify the permissions. Okay, and I need to, or we need to basically unzip this particular zip file, and once we'll unzip, you get a single file which contains 2 sub files. Let me show you. Okay, so here you will find out there are 2 patches. One will be basically referred as a GI release update patch. So this is the file which will update our version from 19.10 to 19.12. Okay, so without so let us move to the next part, that is what is the current patch versions. Okay, so we will verify what is the current patch in our environments, and after that we can move ahead with the next part. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll just log in with the Oracle users, and I'll just try to show you what is the current details. So you can see that this is the ASM which is already running, and the prim is the database name. And also you can see here in the CRSCTL status resource minus T output, you can see only the few components are visible. That means it is a standalone grid infrastructure, and it doesn't contain much of the functionality of normal standalone data. Normal grid based database. Okay, and here you can see the database contains patch version 19.10. Same way we can verify for the grid home also, like by copying the grid infrastructure details, and I'll just show you this detail also. So my both grid user grid home and the database home are running from the Oracle users. That's why just I loaded grid. I loaded the grid patch, grid environment variables, and here you can see that on 19.10 patches are there in the grid infrastructure home. Okay, that means I need to upgrade it to 19.13. So I already unzipped the files, and also I have transferred the files on the respective homes. So let me just show you what is the um, so here you can see that it is this particular file, that is a OPatch utility. I already transferred it, but I need to just remove the existing OPatch, or you can just move it. Okay, so because it is a great infrastructure, sometimes it doesn't allow us to move or remove the files. I need to log in with the root users, and I need to go to this particular location, and then we can do some changes. So what I'll do, I'll remove this particular file, and then I'll unzip the new version of OPatch utility. So once we unzip it, what we need to do, we need to change the permissions, ch on Oracle. Okay, so we need to modify it recursively. Also, we need to modify the permission. Okay. So after this, we can just basically log in back to the. Also, we need to update the DB environment, and we need to just modify the same thing that we are doing currently. So once you go to the OPatch location, you can just remove existing OPatch and then try to unzip it, the latest version of OPatch utility. One more thing I just wanted to highlight, that if you have the standby database, just patch the standby database first and then you can go with production environment. So in my case, there is a standby, but still I just bring it down due to some issue on standby server. So I'm just trying to patch only one primary instances, and this is a standalone Oracle Hierarchy or Oracle Restart database server, so it doesn't contain any additional nodes. So we have already performed all the prerequisite parts. So let us move to the next part. So before we do any patching, we should always take care of like invalid object counts as well as DB registry views. So I'll just verify these detail also by logging into the database. So here you can see that this database is prim database, and it is a read-write mode, that is currently a primary database instance. And also you can see that DB registry history view, that it shows like previously it is applied patches 19.3 to 19.10, and in this session we are trying to upgrade it from 1910 to 1930. Okay, and this is previously applied the release update. So today also we are going to update the release update, and so let us start the process. So if you're already familiar with your patch location, so in my case the patch location will be this one, and if you want, you can just re-verify the patch location. So all the sub patches are available. Okay, after doing this, next part is to move with run the export command from the root user. First you need to export the grid home location. So once you perform the grid home location, then directly you need to run the patch apply command. So opatchauto command, basically it will apply patches on both your grid infrastructure as well as the database home location. Okay, so we'll directly jump with this command. We need to execute from the root user itself. We need to wait for some times. So basically, we have to make sure the OPatch utilities on both grid as well as a database home should be on the latest version as per the README. Otherwise, the OPatch auto command, basically it will fail. So we are trying to apply the patch on the standalone database using opatchauto command. Okay, so basically it goes through the pre-verification part, like which all the patches are applicable to the grid home and which all the patches are applicable for the database home. And once it verifies, then basically it will do the patching. Okay, so here you can see that the logs is also getting generated. So basically we can just take another session and we can verify what is happening in the backend. So patch availability is verified successfully for the database home. Also, it will verify the patch applicability for Oracle grid home location also. So like it has verified for the DB home, similarly it will verify for the grid home also. So OPatch Auto utility is very effective tools, you can say that, and it basically helps in a lot of situation where the manual command basically it takes a lot of time. So here we can see that it is just now started bringing down the database home. Okay, and it has basically verified all the I mean, which is applicable for the database as well as a grid home. So once it has validated, after that it started bringing down the database. Okay, and also it has bring down the CRS services from this particular home that is running from the grid infrastructure home. Okay, so in the backend we can basically verify the logs and so now we can see that the patches are got started applying on the database home first. So if you want, you can just go to the home location of database, and there you'll get the CFG tool log, and under this you'll get the OPatch auto. Then you'll get core location, and under this you'll get the OPatch. So here you can just run ls-lrt command and you'll get out all the outputs that you have. Okay, so you need to just refer the latest file. So here you'll find out that the latest patch basically it is getting copied and it will be getting applied on the database home. So even though we can just verify nothing is running as of now. So this patching will basically take around 15 or 10 minutes based upon your system and speed of the system. So we'll just wait for a few minutes once the patch is over, and then I'll show you the end results. I hope you are able to understand how it works. And anything related to this topic, if you have any confusion at any junction, please ping me on the WhatsApp number I've given you, as well as on the comment box. You can just mention your quick queries. I'll definitely try to help. And also I'll request for anyone who is interested about the personal training from me, just get in touch with me. Most likely in the upcoming days I'm going to start a big batch, so you can enroll, and also you can enjoy the tutorials and sessions, live sessions you can say. And there you can ask any number of questions related to any topic. So that is basically a good opportunity for you guys. So please just to try to enroll the new batch course, and then definitely you are going to get a lot of help. So we'll just take a few minutes of break. Once this patching is over, then I'll just we can discuss further. So here you can see that the binary patch is successfully applied on the Oracle home location, and now it is started with binary patching on the grid home. So if you want to, you can just verify the logs by going to the grid home location. Under this you'll find out CFG tool logs. In this you'll find OPatch auto, and on this path you'll find out the core location, an OPatch location. Okay, so we just have to run ls minus lrt, and here you'll find out the last file that you need to run. There's a tell command. Okay, so the patching on the grid home is just started, and it will again take another 15 minutes or 10 minutes depending upon your system quality. So once the patch on the grid is completed, then I'll show you the further steps. So meanwhile, we'll make this video on pause. Finally, after waiting for almost for 15 to 20 minutes, I'll find out that the grid patching is successfully completed. And here, after this, it will go with start of CRS services. And once the CRS is up, then it will start the database also in the backend. So meanwhile, we can just wait for a few minutes. And apart from this, same methods that you can use for applying any patches on a rack environment. Let's say if your rack environment is on 19.3 or 19.5, or maybe you can say 19.10 or 19.11 or latest 1912 also. Okay, so if you want to upgrade it to 1913, you can use this method of using opatchauto, and you just have to pass on the location of the a new patch. Okay, so that way also you can do it, but in case of rack you need to do the same thing on all of the nodes. So here we are doing only on one standalone database server. Maybe in the case of rack you need to do it on all the nodes. Okay, so this patch is all, the CRS service is almost getting started. So meanwhile, what we can do, we can just verify the patch details within the database home and CRS home. So database home patch detail I already fetched. Okay, so I just run the DB environment variables. Along with that, I just set the path of OPatch utility. After that, I just executed OPatch ls patches. Here you can see there are two patches with respect to 19.13 updated on the database home. So this is my database home location, and this is the today's state of applied patch. Okay, and same way I can verify for the grid home also by running the echo dollar oracle home. You can just identify the oracle home and run the OPatch commands. So before running the OPatch command, we need to just export the path also, otherwise the patch command will basically get failed. Now here we can see that the database is also getting started after the CRs got started. Okay, so coming back to the point that we are discussing. So here once you run the OPatch ls patches, you'll find out the 19.13 patches are already there. And apart from that, you can run OPatch ls inventory grep applied. Okay, so all the patches got updated in today's date, and here you can see these are the patches on 19.13. So there are two patches. You will find out that it is still on the base version, but it get updated as per the date here. Okay, that means you don't have to worry about it. And after that, it is just trying to update the SQL patch. So there are basically two parts that we need to take care while doing the patching. One is binary patch and another one is a SQL patch. So binary patch is already updated at binary level. Now we have to do the SQL patch. So if you correctly remember, there is something called data patch minus verbose. So that is the what it is doing as of now. Once the data patch verbose get updated in the database level, you'll find out the patch details. Okay, so we can directly take the DB environment variables, and I'll just try to log in into the database to verify what is the current status. So here you can clearly see that the database got updated to 19.13 as per the SQL details. Okay, what I'll do, I'll just reduce the font size so that you can get the proper idea about the output. Okay. So meanwhile, this SQL patch is still getting applied. We can just run these commands to verify DB registry views. So this part is still not updated. We just have to wait few minutes more. Once the patch is all get updated, we'll find out that this is successfully completed. Okay, so I hope you guys have understood how to update your existing 19 point, let's say 19.10 database to 19.13. So it is very simple method. You just have to follow the proper patch ID, and also you need to just follow the documents or the steps that I have shown so far. Okay, and you'll find out this patching is very simple. You just have to use the proper way of doing the patching. So the once the SQL patch get applied, then we'll re-verify this output that is coming up here. It should be updated from like 1910 to 1913 over here. So even after doing the patching, if there are like invalid object count has increased, you can just run the utlrp command to, just recompile the invalid objects. So after waiting for a few minutes, we will find out that SQL patch got completed successfully. And here you will find out the summary that it is applied with all these patches on the database home, and these patches got applied on the grid home locations. Okay. And the total time you can see this is 62 minutes of time that is spent. And here we can again rerun this command. You'll find out that it is upgraded from like 19.10 to 19.13. Okay, and again you can just re-verify all these outputs. So you'll find out there is an invalid object count, basically it becomes 0. So previously, if you look at this count was very high. Okay, so now it is reduced to 0. And also you can find out this DBA registry history view has been updated with the latest release update. Okay, so with this today's agenda of like upgrading from the 19.10 to 19.13, you can say that the patching or upgrade is successfully completed. And I hope you have enjoyed this tutorial. If you have any query with respect to today's session, please mention me in the comment box. I'll definitely try to help. And also you can get any personal training by contacting me on my WhatsApp details that are already provided. So please subscribe my YouTube channels, and I'll stop here. Have a great day. Thanks for watching today's session.